we talking about?
Ben Simmons, James Harden, 76ers, and the Nets just made a deal. Couple other names involved. Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, 2 first-round picks. What do y'all think about that?
Blockbuster.
I mean, who do y'all think won the deal? Just off rip.
It's tough. It's tough for me, at least I could say, because I do like what Brooklyn got with Simmons, Drummond, and Curry. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, I know the big thing is James Harden hooking up with Joel Embiid now. So it's like they both won, but only time will tell who really won.
I mean, you can make the case that they both won because they moved Harden, who didn't want to be in Brooklyn, and they moved Ben, who didn't want to be in 76ers, but both are obviously talented. So, like, you just put them in situations where they'll actually want to play. And so, I mean, you can make the argument that they both won. I think getting Curry and Drummond and 2 first-round picks is kind of crazy, though.
That's why I kind of would lean Brooklyn a little, because Curry and the picks. But it's still early.
Nah, the trade was fire. Like, I feel like it's definitely a time will tell because, you know, first of all, is Ben Simmons even in shape? One question. Second, is he gonna, like, what is Brooklyn asking him to do? You know, how's he gonna play? Because when I think of Ben Simmons on the Nets, all I can see is Blake Griffin. Like Blake Griffin, like a younger Blake Griffin right now. Like, I don't know what to expect, you know, coming from Ben Simmons, but Harden and Embiid, that's gonna be tough, bro. Like, that's like, you know, when Harden has full control of an offense, he's a monster. So
yeah,
you know, it's kind of an even trade right now, to be honest. Like, the only thing that kind of make it a little lopsided, I think, is the picks. But nah, I think the trade is fire. Probably the best trade we had in like a couple years.
I mean, you said when Harden has like full control of the offense, like he has been playing without KD, and so he's kind of had full control of the offense.
Look at his numbers.
Kyrie was up. Yeah, but I just feel like so then what's wrong with that situation though?
Check your FanDuel. Look at the numbers.
Like what's his problem? I don't bet on Harden. Like, what's his problem with that situation though? Why does he want out again? Like, to me, Harden just comes off as like it's funny because Harden and Simmons now they go in a situation where they want to play, but they both kind of come off as like quitters in a way.
They want the attention, they want the glory. That's what it is. Like, Harden was loved in Houston. Harden was the man in Houston. Like, not saying, I mean, Philly is Joel Embiid town, but it's like there's space for him. You know, in New York, first of all, the Nets get no attention. Like, the Knicks been, you know, the Knicks been playing worse than the Nets, but you hear more about the Knicks. At one point, I forgot the Nets was in first place.
I mean, they kind of just cruising along a little bit. I mean, the Nets actually, I think they just lost 10 straight or some shit like that.
Yeah, and it's like kind of low key, but it's like people kind of, you know, they sweep it under the rug because, you know, once they're full power, it's over. But I think Harden was just like, you know what, I'm doing this by myself. Like, I'm with these guys, they got rings already. They're not really hungry like that. You know,
but see, it's hard for me to take that because Durant is hurt. Kyrie obviously can't play because they're not letting him. So it's not like, how is he gonna feel like, man, these dudes ain't hungry? Like, they not showing up. Like, they hurt and they can't play. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like Harden has no excuse to kind of quit on this team. Like, you know, Durant's gonna be back. You know, Kyrie, by the playoffs, I believe Kyrie's gonna be able to play full time. But I mean, he's. I can understand the issue with Kyrie, maybe.
But when you a star, you know, you want to shine, bro. Like, look at him in the playoffs last year. Like, that I can think of like the game we got eliminated against the Bucks, where like he was granted, he was injured, but like playing with KD, it's like you got to give KD the ball and get out the way, and you become a corner shooter. Like, so imagine playing with KD and Kyrie at full power.
Yeah,
like,
but it's like you want to get your numbers. You want to get your numbers at this point in your career, or you want to win a chip, right? Because Harden, he's never brought a team to the chip. Like, what do you want to do at this stage in your career? You want to be a star? Like, or like, what's up? Like, where's your priority? Like, you're in a perfect situation. Granted, like I just mentioned, Durant's hurt, Kyrie's playing only road games, but like you're in one of the best situations right now in the league to win a chip. So it's like it's real hard for me to excuse him wanting out. And then there was the report about we just got earlier about how he didn't want to publicly request a trade because he was like scared of the scrutiny. And then the report leaks that basically says that he wants to request a trade though. So it's just like he's coming off soft to me.
It's just I feel bad for Brooklyn because like they traded a lot of young prospects that probably could have thrived playing with KD just to get James Harden for barely a full season. Yeah. And then he leaves. Like there was no chance to even see how that really would work, like fully. Because look what you said. Like at least Daniel, look what you said. Playing with KD and Kyrie, you turn into that guy that might be a corner shooter, or get out the way, let them do their thing. But we didn't even get a chance to really see that. How many games they played together? Like
I think 20? Eric the other day said 19.
19?
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, like that's not enough to know whether like y'all could have succeeded or not, in my opinion.
The numbers important now because it's like incentives. Like these dudes get money for getting certain benchmarks. So
bro, they got so much bread already. Like, come on with the incentives. Bro, how much more money you want? Like, just to pull up to strip clubs with Lil Baby and throw it. Like it's enough. Like, relax.
I mean, the first thing that came out once he signed was that he's opting into his extension to get that 40 mil next year.
Didn't his son drop like $1 million on like honey buns for like Lil Baby or some weird shit like that for his
I don't even
birthday?
know about that. That's great. Honey buns. Nah,
it was like, man, honey buns. One of them bought each other honey buns or something.
Nah, but
there was a picture, bro.
Honey buns?
It gotta be fake.
Succulent buns?
It was like something with honey buns.
That gotta be some fake shit.
I'll look that shit up right
definitely
now.
Not $1 million. Like what? Like
something.
Also,
happy birthday.
He's $1 million worth.
James Harden gave Lil Baby a seriously sweet treat for his 26th birthday. The Rockets shooter guard gifted the emotionally scarred rapper a Prada duffel bag filled with actual honey buns and a slang honey bun, which is $100,000 in cash. Y'all see? Y'all think I'm talking bullshit. Like, he just throwing money, but you talking about incentives.
Nah, but he didn't spend $100,000 worth of honey buns. He gave him $100,000 in cash.
Okay.
And honey buns.
He don't need money. This man don't need money. So the incentive shit is like the incentive shit
money.
Don't make sense.
It's a money thing. I do like though that at least Ben Simmons brings defense. Something that they might have felt they didn't have with James Harden.
He hasn't even played.
So I mean, but in general, we know him in his career for playing good defense. That's all I'm saying.
No, Ben Simmons is known for it's this guy, and he doesn't shoot, and every team knows that he doesn't shoot. So,
but he don't gotta shoot with KD and Kyrie.
That's what I'm about to say.
That's
he don't have to change the way he play at all.
He does have to change a little bit because as much as you want to say that, if a team knows I don't have to worry about Ben Simmons shooting, with him rolling up with the ball, it's just, all right, cheat a little bit over to the side until he gives the ball off to Durant.
But maybe that's the thing. See, James Harden was able to score and it didn't work, so they probably not even worried about the scoring aspect.
Durant and Harden.
That's why they got Curry.
Durant and Harden have never worked. They didn't work in OKC.
I know.
Out of there,
which is weird. Like that's why it's like, okay, they're gonna try it again the right way, and it still didn't work. Like how you don't work playing with KD? Like
they don't. They're two people that want the ball in their hands.
It's a James Harden problem.
Yeah.
James Harden problem.
I think Durant's not a good person to work with if he's not feeling up to it.
He's probably a really shitty person to work to play with.
And Harden wants the ball in his hands and shouldn't always have the ball in his hands, especially come playoffs when a big portion of this game was to get to the free throw line, and it's a known fact NBA refs swallow the whistle come playoff times, and now this season they've even
Oh, yeah.
back to it. Like
James Harden's whole style got canceled.
yeah, because it's unwatchable. No one wants to watch this guy go to the line 20 times a game because that's his game. And so I just think that, maybe the plan for Brooklyn was Kyrie will have the ball in his hands. He'll decide when Durant gets it, when Harden gets it, but then of course, everything happened, whether it's political or not. He's not doing what he needs to do to be on the court, and Durant and Harden have never worked together, so Harden wants out, and Philly's, I think, a good spot for him. So I think Philly wins the trade.
As soon as Ben Simmons misses his first free throw, Brooklyn's riding. It's over for Ben Simmons. If he couldn't survive Philly, you think he's surviving Brooklyn? I mean, Brooklyn.
Philly's fans are way meaner than Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn's especially a little more lighter than the New York Knicks.
Yeah, Brooklyn is gentrified now.
But it's
so there's
still
probably a lot
New
of
York. Like, okay, I'm exaggerating.
What does a Brooklyn Nets fan look
come
like?
playoff time?
A Brooklyn Nets fan look like
Jay-Z.
Kyle.